Hey, Josh the Balloon Guy here. And, I've said this many days, like I get this design idea stuck in my head. And after some of the storm stuff yesterday, um, or actually yesterday and today, I've had this design for a tree stuck in my head. Um, and I figured I'd come on here and make it. Um, so I'm going to need a green 260, a brown 260, and then a red 260, because for whatever reason the tree that's stuck in my head is an apple tree. Let's see where we go. So we're going to start by blowing this up about 3 hand widths, and then we're going to make a whole bunch of beads. All right, that's a little longer than I wanted it, but 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's 4. Yeah, just over 3 hand widths, and then I'm going to make a series of 12, and then another series of 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Grab that first bubble and tie it off. Remember to keep your first bubble secured until you get to this point where you can tie it off. Otherwise, all your bubbles are going to come undone. Okay? And sometimes even after you get it all secured. All right. And then we're going to take, and we're doing 2 sets of 6. So splitting that right in the middle. Okay? And then I'm going to do another set of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to bring that around with 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, twist it into the middle. I'm going to give some definition to our branches here. Another set of 6. 5, 6. All right, you kind of see the vision there. And then I'm going to go around the center, and I'm probably only going to get 4 in there. See if I can get 6. 4, 5, 6. We're going to try it, but it is a little tight. And that's what I said. Like, when you're doing the bubbles, you don't need a whole lot of balloon because it pushes the air down through. Oh. All right, and I'm basically making those 2 sets of 3 right in the center, kind of pushing those down. All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm going to pull up on the ends to lock the bubbles in place. So we have our treetop. All right, then I'm just going to simply take the brown 260, go about 2 hand widths. Tie that in to where I have kind of a natural divot because of the way the center ones are done. Wrap it around twice for good measure. And then, like I said, about 2 hands. 1, 2. Go ahead and tear off and tie off. All right. And so we have our basic little bushy tree. Now, are you ready for an advanced technique? Do something we used to do quite often. I haven't done it in a while, and that is like stuffing bubbles. All right, so I'm only blowing this up about 2 hand widths, not even really that much. I'm going to make a very tiny bubble, and then I'm going to push it inside the balloon. And as I pull my finger out, I know it's hard to see in this very opaque balloon. Here, let me see if I turn up the brightness. Does that help? Nope, you probably need to see it from behind. But right there is where that bubble is sitting inside the balloon. And I'm actually going to pull this out here in just a moment. If I had a light from the other side, you could see it. Tell you what, I've got a clear here. Let me blow up a clear and do that just so you can see what I'm doing. They hide down in my bag. Okay. All right, so I've got my clear. Tie it off. Make the tiny bubble. Push the tiny bubble in. Grab hold of the tiny bubble. And then I'm, whoop. There we go. Like I said, but there you go. Now you can see it in there. Show it one more time. Make the tiny bubble. Notice that each time I do this, because I'm hoping that it turns out correctly, I'm leaving a tail so that I can attach my apples into my apple tree. All right, so get it pushed in there, grab, and then I'm doing the break-off method. And for those that have asked, maybe that's why the break-off method comes a little more naturally to me, because there I was at 7, 8, 9 years old doing this to put food in dog bellies or to make Jonah and the whale. But yes, so that's what we've done. We've done that 4 times here in our red. I'm going to go ahead and just tear off and then let them come out. So I've got 1, 2. Oh, we're going to cut it open because I let all the air out. Yes, I dropped it on the floor, but my kids clean this up about once a week for me because it's a mess. All right. Some surgical apples if you're doing peas and pods. They do the same thing. All right, 3. And 4. So I ended up with 4 tiny apples. Could have done more, but that's just what my brain was saying I needed. And I'm just going to tie those in. Again, that's why I left a tail. Now, is this going to be something you're asked for ever? Probably not. But again, sometimes it's as much about technique as it is about what you're actually making. So I'm going to put those in real quick. All right. Let's do this one on the lower branch. Hook that one up in there. Let that one hang under. And then back up to the top on this side. But there we have our little apple tree. Again, using another new technique. As always, keep practicing, and I'll see you next time.